Hi everyone. Hi everyone. This is Karen from Rediscovering Me, and good to be with you this Monday afternoon. I hope everybody's well and that you've all had a good weekend. Just want to say a very happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there that were celebrating yesterday. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Nothing like my weekend. It was a very interesting weekend, if nothing else. My husband decided for Mother's Day, he bought me a ticket to climb a mountain. Well, we call it a mountain. It's the second highest point in Swaziland, Mount Gobolondo. And so we went on a 14-kilometer hike yesterday to climb the mountain and back down again. So that was my Mother's Day gift from my husband, was climbing the mountain. And I'm kind of paying for it a little bit today. I'm a little bit stiff. So yeah, I'm sitting here and I'm feeling a bit achy and so if you're joining me this afternoon, let me know where you are, how you spent your Mother's Day. Just leave a little comment down there. It'd be interesting to find out what you were all doing for Mother's Day. How many of you got to climb a mountain and are sitting there aching away this afternoon? There's a couple of things that I want to chat about this afternoon. But before we get into that, I just want to give us a few minutes to see who else is going to be joining us this afternoon. There's usually one or two people. I love the Monday afternoon lives because we get people joining us from South Africa. I get comments on there from people in America. We have people joining us from the UK, from Canada. So it's actually amazing to see where we're getting ladies joining us. It's such an inspiration for me. I love it. I love your comments on these Facebook Lives. So please continue to do that. And if you want to, please just drop a message at the bottom of this. If you'd like to leave a comment, if you'd like to maybe suggest something that you'd like us to discuss on Facebook Live. If you're not able to join us, that would be amazing. I'm just sitting here now and I'm trying to be all serious and talk to you, but I'm actually sitting with this at my feet. So I'm just going to introduce you. Just say hello. This was Esther's, hi, I've got somebody with me this afternoon. Please don't think I'm crazy sitting here playing with dolls. This was a little doll that I saw my mum last week. So we've been talking about Mother's Day. And so I had the wonderful privilege of being able to spend some time. Hi, I've got two people with me this afternoon. Don't you want to just give me a shout out? Let me know who it is that's with me. So yeah, I had the privilege of spending some time with my mum last week, which was amazing. That was always lovely and it kind of tops up my tank. So that was amazing. Mum, if you were with us this afternoon, great to have you there. But Mum gave me this little doll, and when she gave it to me, she picked it up at a charity shop in the UK and brought it back over to Africa, and she was naked. And so my mum declared there's no way I could give this as a gift naked. So I did tell her that I would make some clothes for it, and Esther jumped in there and she kindly helped me. So this was Esther's contribution here. She's decked out in true Swazi attire. So there we have the look. She's got a mahia. This is what we call the traditional Swazi clothes. Esther's giving me funny looks from across the room. So yeah, so here she is dressed as the Swazi maiden, fit to be given out to some wonderful friend's daughter. So Annabelle, this is coming your way. So, okay, yeah, I can put her down now. So that was just me talking about Mother's Day. So ladies that have joined me, great to have you with us this afternoon. Please let me know. Just put a message down there at the bottom. Drop a comment in there. What were you doing on Mother's Day? How did you spend your Mother's Day? I bet you weren't dragged up the side of a mountain. Anyway, but I'm just going to have a little sip of water here while we're waiting to see if anybody else joins us this afternoon. Okay, so you may or may not have seen what the title of my message for this afternoon is, but what I actually wanted to talk to you about was, I put up there about gardening, and there's a plant called Touch Me Not. I don't know whether any of you have heard of that, but it's quite an interesting plant, and I've got a little short video on YouTube that I found that I want to try and share with you. Technology sometimes gets the better of me, but I'm going to give it a shot in a moment. But it came about from a conversation. I had a wonderful chat with a very good friend of mine, Judy, last week. And Judy is actually, she's also on our Rediscovering My Life program at the moment. And so she's working through our program, and she's getting things. She's been struggling with the amount of things that she's had on her plate. She's been struggling with just trying to get to grips with everything that she has on her plate. And so you can imagine finding time to do the program has been quite difficult. It's kind of a catch-22, because you kind of need to make space to do the program, to make space in your life, etc. So yeah, a bit of a catch-22. But we were chatting a little bit about the program, and Judy was saying how she finds it quite difficult, and I could totally relate to this. She finds it quite difficult to open up. And I think as women, that's probably something we all struggle with a little bit. That we put up this guard. We have this self-protection. We have this wall that goes up to protect us from ourselves, to protect us from others, to protect us from criticism, to protect us from being hurt, whatever it may be. But we tend to put up this guard, and we kind of close down, and that can stop us from growing. That can stop change from taking place. And Judy was telling me in Afrikaans there's a saying. Now, I'm not even going to try to tell you what the Afrikaans saying is, because my Afrikaans is kind of like 0. But Judy, if you're there, if you want to write it in the bottom, that would be amazing. So Judy was telling me there was a saying in Afrikaans about a plant that closes up. It closes down. Its leaves curl in. And I thought that was such a beautiful description. Hi, there's somebody else joining us this afternoon. So good to have you with us. Just drop a little line in there so I know who I'm talking to this afternoon. That would be great. And please join me. If you want to add comments in there, that would be great. Put your comments in there. Join in the discussion. And Judy was saying, so there's a saying about the plant that closes in on itself. So its leaves close in. And so I went away and I did a little bit of research. And the one plant that I found, that this is actually an occurring phenomena, and they reckon it's caused by a change in temperature or a change in light can also bring it about, but also if you touch the plant, so again a change in temperature, it closes in on itself, and it's fascinating. There's a herb and they call it touch-me-not. That's the sort of common name. The Latin name, please forgive me if I don't say this right, but the Latin name is Mimosa pudica. Mimosa pudica. That's the Latin name. The touch-me-not plant. And what happens when you touch it is amazing. So I'm just going to try, just bear with me just for a second here. As I said, me and technology are not great, but let's see what I can do here. I've found a little YouTube video. It's only 30 seconds long. I just want to try and share with you quickly. So if you can see this, I'm going to try and play it. And you can see what happens when you touch the plant. It's fascinating. Okay, so let's give it a shot and see what I can do here. Okay. Are we going to play? Okay. Are you going to play for me? That would be good. Okay, here we go. So if you got to see that, that's pretty cool. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? Hi Judy, this is all your fault. So I'm glad you're watching. So that's pretty amazing. If you could see what was happening there to the leaves, they begin to sort of curl in on themselves as a way of protecting the plant. But it also, you can see as in curling in on themselves, that it's actually shrinking. The plant is shrinking. And that just gave me, it was such an amazing image in my own mind, that this is kind of what happens to us. When, as women in particular, I think, we don't want to always make ourselves vulnerable. And so what we tend to do is we curl in on ourselves to protect ourselves. But in doing that, we stop ourselves from growing. We're not open to new things. We're not open to receive new ideas, to change the way that we're doing things. And you know the old saying, if we carry on doing things in a particular way, if we do things in this particular way, we will get the same results. If we do the things the same way, we get the same results. And so we need to be open. Thank you, Judy. That's what I was looking for. I'm not even going to try and say that in English, but there's the Afrikaans. So if we are not willing to open ourselves up and make ourselves vulnerable, we stay the same. And so this is a key thing to the Rediscovering My Life program. And it's a key thing in life that we need to make sure that we stay open to receive new ideas, that we stay open to be able to examine ourselves. Now, this is a big thing. This is one thing we were talking about in particular. And it's something I know I found very difficult when I was going through, when we were developing the program for ourselves, Jane and myself, was I'm okay to scratch the surface. Okay, this is Karen, this is who I am. I'm quite a sociable person. I like mixing with people. So you can scratch the surface, but I find it very difficult, or I did find it very difficult when it came to going beneath that. When I had to start looking and going, okay, this is Karen, I like people, but what makes me tick? Does having a conversation with somebody fill up my tank? What do I enjoy doing? What do I enjoy doing? What do I actually enjoy doing for myself? Not for other people. What do I want to do for myself that is going to inspire me and motivate me? What is it that I want in my life at this point of my life, in this stage of my journey? What do I want to be doing for myself? What do I want to be doing for other people that I find fulfillment from? Not just all the things that I've always done. And I actually found that really difficult. It was challenging because it's so much easier just to stay in your comfort zone, to pull in those little leaves, to shrivel up and shrink in when it comes time to sort of tackle those more serious and deeper questions. Rather just stay with the superficial. So, yeah, so that's the lesson that I've learned from nature this week, our gardening lesson this week, is not to, as soon as that little touch comes, as soon as the pressure comes, as soon as the heat gets turned on, that we begin to shrivel up and shrink in. That's the key. The key is not to be like the touch me not plant. The key is to try and make sure that we stay as open as possible. And do you know what? There's always going to be times when vulnerability kicks in and we just want to curl up, and that's okay. That's okay. Just don't stay in that place. Recognize what's happening and be willing to just open up and make yourself that little bit more vulnerable. And take the time, ladies, to examine what are the things that are important to me at this point in my life. What are the things that I need to change in my life to get to where I want to be? What are the relationships that maybe, hi Jane, what are the relationships that maybe I need to change in my life? That I need to focus more attention on, whatever it may be. But just be willing to stay open long enough to be able to examine those things in your life. Please, if you want to, like I said, Judy, if you want to add on to this conversation, please feel free. That would be really great. Jane, add in there. That would be wonderful. Ladies that are joining me this afternoon, thanks, Jane. Thanks. Yeah, please drop a comment in there. I just want to encourage you this week. Take that one little tip on board. Yeah, just put it into practice this week. Recognize those times when the guard goes up, when you find yourself shutting down. If you're on the Rediscovering Me program this afternoon, I want to just encourage you with that one. Make sure that you stay open. Give yourself that opportunity. Dig that little bit deeper. Don't stay on the superficial. And have an amazing week this week. If you're in the Rediscovering Me program, we're going to be over there in another 15 minutes or so. Join me over there, please. We're going to continue this discussion a little bit deeper over on that side. So in the meantime, have an amazing week. If you want to know a little bit more about the Rediscovering My Life program, We're going to add a link on there at some point, so please follow that. You can find out some more information about that. Thanks for that. Have an amazing week. And remember, be the best that you can be. Have an awesome week this week. Okay, see you next week. Bye.